great Thursday night matchup, as it'll be the Seattle Seahawks taking on the San Francisco 49ers. About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night primetime. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Ready, set. Go!
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Open man left side. Shaheed has it.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Hook 19. Ready.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with third down looming.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready or waiting.
He'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down.
19 Lions.
They'll try and throw for it here. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Here we go, shot.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. You look at this Niner defense. This unit, they've struggled a little bit against the pass, ranked number 21 in the league.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though.
Shot 50, shot 50.
They'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Interesting decision here. Opening drive, Charles, 4th and short. You're in field goal range. We'll see what they do.
I just shake a fist at my offense and say, go get it, guys, because if you can't pick up 4th and short here, we're probably in trouble the rest of the game. Show some confidence, show some aggressiveness, go pick it up.
This would have been a 54-yard boot had they tried a field goal, but they will not try a field goal. They're going for it.
Let's go.
They'll try and run for it. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And this defense holds on the Knights' opening drive. Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line. 1st and 10 at their 38.
Get set, get set.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. There's a short one caught by Tonjes. Calling a gain of a yard, and it's 2nd down. 1 yard gain. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And slow going there as they'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Yellow.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field.
Yellow. Yellow. That's out, that's out. Yellow. Uno.
They'll go for it. Here's Purdy. He's got him in. Complete. Touchdown, 49ers. Ricky Pearsall, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Niners take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that makes the score 7-0.
receivers ready to kick it away, and here we go.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on fourth, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on fourth down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around.
Ready,
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
and
nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. And our statistician, Ben Ramsauer, just held up 3 fingers to remind me he now has 3 tackles for a loss only in the first quarter.
Well, Ben's got it detailed perfectly. He always gives us the right stats. I'd love to be on the offense's headset right now, because what you're hearing is, can someone please block him? Come up with a scheme, come up with something. Make sure you block him, because he's disrupting everything.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that'll likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Come on.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. That's taken in by Arroyo. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be 2nd down.
These two teams, they met up in Seattle earlier in the year with the Seahawks coming away victorious. So a win here in Santa Clara would give them the season series. Here's 2nd and 7.
On play action, they'll throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
You look at this Niner defense.
They are number 2 in the NFL against the run right now, Charles.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. Again, he'll drop to throw.
They'll get this complete to Calvin Austin.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, not really. It came off of that guy, the deep guy. He came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
Wide open receiver complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll make it second down.
Ready? Let's go now. Ready?
They'll look to throw again.
Now he's going to step up and run.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
They got to get it to the 21 here on third down.
Here we go. Set. 70 tempo.
Back to throw again.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle.
Calvin Austin, 27 yards. And the Seahawks are an extra point away from drawing level. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
They are riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much, don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. Back to throw, Purdy.
Over the middle to Evans. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. First catch there for Evans, good enough for a first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
The Niners at 7-5 now in the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 4.
Outside. Watch out. Go ahead. Here we go. Heads up.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. With that last carry, he's now over 8,000 career rushing yards.
All right, big applause. Lots of clapping for this one, right? Think about it this way. Along the way, he has passed Hall of Famer Terrell Davis, and now he's starting to approach another Hall of Famer in Larry Zonka.
Delivering the pass here to Evans on the out route. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Up 2nd and 4.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch, not much yardage afterwards.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Outside. 18. Watch out.
Up the gut, McCaffrey. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
He's taken down.
That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard.
Get set. Get set. 18. Watch out. 21. Stop.
Purdy going to give it to Garindo. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down.
No gain on the play.
Remember, that was less than a yard. That was not a full yard. That defense, they were having none of it.
Yeah, the surge the offensive line was seeking actually occurred on the other side of the ball. They reestablished the line of scrimmage and stuffed them.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches.
Cowboy 80.
Jones will sneak it. And he's going to be touched down right at the line of scrimmage. Credit there goes to those guys up front.
Certainly does, but we're also seeing how quarterbacks are doing it nowadays on the sneak. When I played high school ball, my coach John Ford used to say, just get down behind those guys and pick up the 1st down. Now these guys might hesitate to count, use their vision in their eyes, and find the crease and dive for it that way.
Down inside the 10. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. George Kittle, a 16-yard touchdown. As his guys are able to extend their lead. Pinero's extra point up and good. And the lead is up to 8.
14. Seahawks 6.
The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. Here we go on the return from the 1-yard line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
2nd and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Cougar 19. Cup 19. Cup 19.
They'll look to throw here. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. That'll be taken in by Shaheed. And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Come on.
They're going to try and throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. Game clock at 2:01. Time for one final play before the 2-minute warning.
You see Purdy. He's going to shift him around.
Yellow.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
They'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
1:55 left to go in the first half of play. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Outside. Watch out. Hands up.
They'll try the middle with Gurindo.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
4 yards remain on 2nd down. Ball on the 10.
Here we go. Box. Here we go. Yellow.
Another run, this time McCaffrey. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
Outside. 50.
On 3rd down, it's Gurindo.
And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5. 9 yards that time. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play, and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
Get set. 118. Watch out.
Play action. Now Purdy.
His pass caught at the 4. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown.
Jay Tonjes
As the first half is winding down.
And the Niners will extend their lead here just before halftime. Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And the lead is up to 15 now.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
Oh, good move.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this.
Well, they're just going to run it here up the middle. An anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half. A timeout call.
On the set. Trap 60, trap 60. Ready, go.
They'll throw now on the final play. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he takes it all the way across the 40 before going out of bounds.
What a way to start the second half. These guys are showing no signs of letting up. They have a chance to take a decided advantage with this possession.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well. And most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Get set, get set. Buddy team, what's up? Yellow.
Throwing here, Purdy. Connects with Kittle underneath. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a two-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Get set, get set. Buddy team, what's up?
Another run with McCaffrey on 2nd down. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. They'll try and run for it. This is Juszczyk. Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down.
Get set, get set. 1953. Yeah, you. Here we go. Go ahead. Here we go. Yellow. Up.
Right back to Juszczyk again. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down.
So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10.
Outside. 18. What's up?
Purdy off the play fake. And this one caught downfield by Evans.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Get set. 21.
McCaffrey running up the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Purdy.
On the RPO, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
D.J. Johnson
In there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for it. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
Get set. Right around up.
3rd down, here's McCaffrey. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there, 4th and 3.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
Now, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
18. What's up? Here we go. Yellow.
Purdy looking to throw.
And it's going to be batted down, and will go the other way with the football. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And this 11-play drive is going to lead to nothing on the scoreboard. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
60 Bison.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Over the middle and complete to Shaheed. And marking down way up close to the 40 at the 39. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
A 28-yard gain. And the Seahawks first down.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. He'll get this out to Tootin. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a 1st down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
60. Panthers 60. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. Go.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Finds Trenton out of the backfield.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
2nd and 9 now. That's caught. It's Austin left side. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
On the stick.
It's a gain of
Cowboy
17
Eagles.
yards. First down, Seahawks.
19 Tiger. 19 Tiger.
He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
19 tight. Not Cowboy 80.
Back to throw. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Calvin Austin with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. So this now a 9-point difference. You figure the book here says kick the extra point, make it a 1-score game.
Now, you and I have seen coaches get overly aggressive in this spot, but I agree with you. Kick it here and get back within a score.
And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for 1 here. As this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
Niners 21, Seahawks 13.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a 1-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Now he's loose at the 40. Well, he saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career, and he parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Now a run here off the RPO, and he'll keep it. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. He couldn't get rid of ends up losing a yard. It's second down.
Hold it ready.
The sack cost him only a yard. It's second and 11.
Ready.
They'll look to throw. And it's caught. It's so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Sets him up nicely. First and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
First and goal, Seattle.
On the double. Here we go. Strike.
Back to throw here. They'll try and set up the screen to Tootin. Touchdown, Seahawks. Bayshore Tootin. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Seahawks have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. So part 1 of what they needed is done. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine we'll see a try for 2.
And that's what the book says, but defensively, they can't hang their head right here. They still got a chance to come out with the lead if they make a play.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion.
The Seahawks will line up for the 2-point conversion.
And he will get into the end zone for 2. And this game now tied here in the 4th. Boy, what a start to the week this has been. All tied 4th quarter as the kick's away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try and grab that lead back. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up. Found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Here we go. Yellow.
Purdy now to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 1st down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Outside. Here we go, boys.
Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns. But guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Here's Guerrero on 1st down. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that, the nickel look. 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then? You take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
Another try for Guerrero.
takes him from the 10 down to the 6.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6.
Out of the pistol, McCaffrey. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4.
Watch out! Yellow.
Back to throw, Purdy. Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for him. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
A big one coming for kicker Eddie Pinheiro.
The kick by Pinheiro is good. And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter.
So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ball game, and it didn't come until the 4th quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
Called at a very strong gain of 24.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed, too.
Here we go, here we go. Blacking, 18. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10. In motion right is Austin. He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. He's across midfield.
And all the way down to the 33-yard line. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here.
Well, that'll help the old passing stats. Remember, it was a pop pass, so it's not a wide receiver run there, Charles.
But I like the way that you scored it, and that's exactly how it goes into the books. But remember, he's had success throwing the ball the standard way in this game. And here, this little tap pass, it goes for good yardage. A little something extra in his repertoire.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th.
They'll come up now on 2nd down.
Here we go.
He'll look to throw.
That's pulled in by Wilson.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 16. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
He'll look to throw.
Completes Austin here over the middle. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down.
Sometimes it's hard to figure, but you can live with incompletions in this situation. You can't live with these short gains that take time off the clock.
You know who loves it? This defense.
Second down, 8 yards to go.
70, Timberwolves. Ready.
Back to throw. He'll find Shaheed out to the right. And the Seahawks are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
All right, let's just put it on the table real quick here. This is 2-minute drill. You got to know they're looking for their #1 receiver.
Yeah, you think they'd be ready for that? That time they weren't. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Now first and goal.
Let's go now.
They'll look to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow. Wow.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will make this a 4-point game.
49ers 24.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. They'll come up first and 10 here.
Get set. Get set. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. That flag, that'll push him back 5. Penalties not what they needed here. First and 15. Here's Purdy to throw. Throw left side. McCaffrey's got it. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. They'll come up now. This is second and long.
15 at the 30-yard line.
Purdy to throw. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Purdy to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
This offense cannot stop the clock now. No timeouts remaining as they come up here first down.
21. Yellow. 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 Yellow.
To throw is Purdy. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them in bounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. This is 1st and 10.
Get set. Yellow.
Here's Purdy.
This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Here's 1st down.
Outside. 118. Watch out. Here we go. Yeah, you.
Throwing, Purdy. This ball intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And the Seahawks are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game. But Charles, a heartbreaking way to lose this game. They got into position for that final play, had a decent look toward the end zone, but ultimately picked off, and that's your ball game.
Yeah, they gave themselves a great opportunity, didn't they? They'll replay that snap over and over. But sometimes you just have to give credit to the other side. Defense stood up in the final moment and came through with the interception.
So for the Seahawks, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, they can ill afford to drop too many more as they fall to 7-6 on the year. And they'll